Good afternoon, cult members. Welcome to the Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
And this is our top 10 movies of 2018 video number 2. If you have not already, please go watch our professional outfit around here. Go watch our video that is our top 10 from 6 to 10. That way you don't yell at us that we don't have some things on the list. Watch that one. Come watch this one, and we've already explained how we're doing everything. So here we go.
Okay.
Number 5.
Number five. First Man. Is it your number 5?
It's not my number
Okay.
5. Actually,
All
it's not
right.
even on my list.
Oh. Wow. All right.
I may have forgot.
Huh?
I may have forgot.
His list of the 50 plus movies we went and saw this year, he narrowed it down to 27.
It was okay. I may not have forgot. It was one of the ones that I wanted to put on my list, and then I took off, and I put it on the list, and I took it off, and I put it on the list, and it always ended up in this 5 range. But there was a couple other movies that I wanted to put in. Like I got my first 5 done, and I was just like, that's it. Everything else, I feel like, I'll put it in my honorable mentions.
All right.
There's only like 20 of those.
Right.
So go ahead.
So I mean, nobody went and saw this movie. I don't know why. Whatever. I really liked it. I really liked how they told the story.
Yeah, me too.
The use of sound and not sound. I think the use of sound and not sound was probably one of the biggest parts. It was very Dunkirky.
Yes.
In the use of sound and kind of getting the point across when they're taken off and the whole thing is shaking and making all the sounds, and you're like, oh my God, they went to the moon in a tin can.
With less computing power than
your
I
cell
have
phone.
on my cell phone right now.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's a buy. It's kind of one of those movies. It's a little like you need to be committed to sit down and watching it.
We bought Dunkirk and we've watched it several times at home, but we can't be playing on our computers and stuff like that. Kind of.
Yeah. And so this is kind of going to be one of them, but I would definitely like to see it a couple times.
Yeah,
again.
I would too. And we saw it in Dolby, which was awesome, the Dolby sound and the Dolby picture and everything.
Yep.
But some of the reviews that I've watched said they saw it in IMAX, and that last 20 minutes in that movie all in IMAX. We should have done it in IMAX once. I get that. My number... I'm sorry, guys. I've had this weird cold. I feel fine, but my throat, everything is...
His is his throat, mine's my nose.
Yeah. My number 5 is Mission Impossible Fallout.
Okay.
Tom Cruise is a badass.
He is.
Henry Cavill is a badass. Rebecca Ferguson is a badass. Simon Pegg is cool.
Alec Baldwin.
Like everybody. Angela Bassett. We just did a Mission Impossible like Sunday. Like we just watched all the new ones in a row to get into. We had just bought Fallout.
Yeah.
And it works all the way around, and the stunts are amazing, and the story makes sense, and it's cool, and you feel for everybody, and you don't like the bad guys, and it's so cool, and it's shot so well.
I think it's probably my favorite of the last three or four.
Yeah, I get that.
Yep.
But yeah, that was my number 5. Your number 4.
Number 4.
Mission Impossible Fallout.
Outlaw King.
My number 4 is Outlaw King. I'm going to have a diatribe, so go.
Well, if you've watched our review, you understand how we felt about this movie. We do actually need to watch this again. It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix movie. We need to watch it again. But, we went to Scotland. We did all the things.
We were at Stirling Castle. We were at Loch Lomond. We drove by Dunbar. Yeah.
So we'd just come back when that came out, and we're in a medieval reenactment group, and it was pretty accurate in that sense. People have been like, oh, there was, the story, and it's like, all right.
They actually told This is
the story is way better than Braveheart.
I understand that criticism. What I've wanted for a really long time is people to just tell the historic story. Don't make a Hollywood. Now, they did Hollywood the ending a little bit. But I've always wanted them just to, like, tell the story as it is.
Right.
Recreate the story as it is. And then let it sit on its own merits. You don't need a 3-act structure. You don't need a big climactic battle or anything like that.
Yeah, and that's the problem, right? Real life is boring. And even though there is a cool story in there, it's
And I think that was some of the things that people said about First Man too, is that the story overall is not, wasn't that interesting. And I'm like, he went to the moon. Like, the story is cool. You don't need to fluff up the story or anything like that.
He wasn't a raging alcoholic that got in fights in bars or, whatever thing they needed to. Yeah.
But so I just being there, coming home, watching it, we may have done it on a Friday afternoon and had a couple of beers, and so we were hyped from that. It was a Friday. Like, it was, for me, one of the more well-made movies for the year. Now, there was better made movies than what we saw, but because of the way they told the story, I think it's why I liked it so much.
Yeah.
So.
And being a historical, we have a list of movies that we watch as we get ready to go to our biggest event every year, and this one is probably
going to be on the list.
Well, it's going to be on the list, but it's probably closer in accuracy than, maybe Kingdom of Heaven is pretty close to accuracy as far as just the
look and the feel.
Look and the feel and the clothing and everything.
Yeah, that story's not close either, but
it's
still a well done movie. Yeah. So, your number 3.
Number 3 is Bohemian Rhapsody. I actually put it higher than you.
Yeah. I knew that was going to happen.
All right. I just thought it was a good movie for all the reasons you thought it was a good movie. I just put it a little higher.
Yeah. No. It's so well done.
Yeah.
And if you do not shed a tear in the last 20 minutes at Live Aid, then you're not human, and you don't you don't believe what was going on with Freddie and everything. It's amazing.
And the criticisms about the story, whatever, that everybody except Freddie are still alive, so they don't want to go through the maybe when everybody's dead they can tell the dark real story or whatever.
Back to what we're talking about, Outlaw King and First Man. You could tell a cool story and not have it be dark, and just let the story stand on its own.
Well, it's the real story is probably darker, but
a little darker.
There's also a lot of fans that probably wouldn't have appreciated that they make Freddie out to be that kind of person, even though that's kind of how it was. But
my number 3 is Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
Blew my damn mind to be able to animate, to have an animated movie explain an origin story of 7 different types of characters and have it all make sense, and the animation style and the way it just looks at times is just so cinematic. When he's fallen from the building, that actually is the poster, is that, like, I watched that scene again. Somebody posted it online because Marvel had posted, or Sony had posted it, and I watched that scene again, and that's one of the more cinematic shots I've seen all year.
It's
and
a
it's
cartoon.
an animated movie, but just telling the story of Miles Morales, and seeing the hype from May on to December and have it live up beyond expectations of what I had. It was so good. Best Spider-Man movie. We will be buying it. I will be watching the crap out of it. And I will be watching the extras and how they did everything too. I wanted to put it higher, but I just couldn't. And that's 3rd. So
right. All right.
Your number 2.
My number 2 is A Quiet Place.
Also,
Also, not a movie that you've seen.
not a movie I saw. I didn't think it was gonna be that high, but yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I knew it was gonna be on the list. I just didn't know.
Yep. No. It's amazing. It's amazing. It is an entire movie of no dialogue.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. So,
and it's not a silent, like a old black and white silent movie kind of thing.
It's no dialogue.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much because he hasn't seen it yet, and I want him to see it. So
I'm gonna see it. It was in the Oscar conversation for a while, but I don't think it's gonna make it.
Yeah, we'll see.
But Emily Blunt will probably be nominated for Mary Poppins, and there's talks of her for Best Supporting Actress in Quiet Place, and I think that would be amazing to see. So
yeah.
My wife is now gonna get angry with me. My number 2 is A Star Is Born.
No, I knew that.
I have no emotional connection to the previous 47 iterations of this movie.
It's not 47.
Okay, it's 4, maybe 7. But I had no emotional connection to this movie going in. I was just excited to see Bradley Cooper.
Right.
Bradley Cooper is one of my more favorite actors right now, and the fact that he was directing it really helped me get excited about this. Spoiler alert, we live in Arizona and can't stand country music. And having him be from Arizona and and have the kind of the bluesy country music that I can actually be in, there's parts of country music that I can get into.
Well,
and
one of our favorite bands is a Southwest band.
rock kind of country at times, kind of bluesy at times, kind of thing. But the emotion I got out of that movie and his performance and Lady Gaga's performance is something that I might be standing on the soapbox screaming how the two of them should be the winners of the Little Gold Men at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And from beginning to end, I love the way the story is. I love Sam Elliott. I love Andrew Dice Clay. I loved everything about this movie, 1,000%. And I just can't not. It was not. It was gonna be number one. It was gonna be number one, and I just couldn't do it.
All right.
And number 1 is
our number 1. I guarantee you is the same.
is Infinity War. It's the only movie we gave a perfect score to all year.
Yep.
I've watched it 6 times now.
Yep.
Talk about emotion.
Watch it again. We could go watch it right now.
Talk about emotion. Just to be able to pull off what they pulled off after 20 films, and then in a span of 5 minutes in that movie, destroy everything that we know that you just spent the last 20 films building.
Yep.
Is amazing.
Yeah, and the callbacks, from movies that happened 5 years ago, and so Rocket and the I'm gonna get that arm. Oh my god.
Yeah, and just TARDIS is here. The most angry I have been this year with people on the internet is movies with Mikey. I love his channel.
Yeah,
I love his channel. He 1,000% disagrees with how we felt about that movie.
Yeah, he's the complete opposite.
And he's the complete opposite. And some of the things that he brought up in his review really made me angry, because I feel like the way he looked at it was not wrong. But I think it's somebody who hasn't had to deal with stuff like that in the past. I'm just trying to put it as eloquently as I can, because the emotional impact of Gamora and Loki before the snap is some of the most challenging stuff to deal with as a movie fan in the modern world.
Yeah.
Especially Gamora, and having been the victim her entire life.
Yeah.
and the emotional impact of just that, and that's halfway through the movie.
Yeah, that's a rabbit hole that I won't go down. But we don't agree with him. Not
right. We agree. Right.
Yeah, all the things that you said. We've watched it a bunch. We'll watch it again. It was like you said, getting all those characters together to make sense, to not feel. I mean, the end of the movie, you're like, I could have had more in Wakanda, and I could have had more of this character or that character, but I didn't feel cheated on any of them. I felt like we got some of all of them.
Black Panther and Infinity War it's like Rogue One and A New Hope. You finish Rogue One, you start A New Hope.
Yeah.
You watch Black Panther and you start in Infinity War.
Yeah.
It's that they are one movie. They are connected directly. And that process too, I think that criticism of wanting a little bit more from the different characters, we already had that from Wakanda.
Well, not just them specifically.
Probably not just them
That
specifically.
was a criticism that several people had, was that there wasn't enough Captain America, or there wasn't enough, this character, that character.
Go watch the Endgame trailer.
I just feel like there was an equal part. The movie was already 2.5 hours long.
It could have been 5.
It could have been, it could have been longer.
Yeah.
But I feel like it was enough. It was good.
So I have 5 honorable mentions.
Okay.
Since I already got rid of the First Man one. So you have any honorable mentions?
I do.
Okay.
So I have 4.
Just go ahead and mention them.
Okay. So Mission Impossible Fallout.
Okay.
Bumblebee.
Okay.
Star is Born. And Bad Samaritan.
Bad Samaritan. Yes, that was a good one. We talked about it back and forth, and that was one of the ones that just was amazing, overachieved, I think, for what we were expecting, and just well done. Mine, we saw it last night. I just gotta put it on here. It may or may not actually be one on my list, but Aquaman, saw it in 3D, so it's one of those, like, it came out this year. I need more time with it before I really sit there and say, it should be on my list.
Yeah.
That was kind of the one, again, I need more time. Deadpool 2, I love Deadpool 2, just couldn't put it on my list. I know people had issues with it, wasn't nearly as funny. Yeah, it is.
You're wrong.
Black Klansman.
Oh, yeah.
Is on my honorable mentions. I tried to put it in my top 10 like 3 times. I just couldn't pull one or two of them off to put it in.
It was a really good movie, but a lot of mine is kind of rewatchability.
That's why
it's a tough.
That's a tough one to rewatch.
Yeah.
I want to rewatch it, but that's a tough one to rewatch, which is why I didn't put it on my list. And then my last 2, Tag, just dumb fun. It was I just love that movie. And fun. Searching.
Yeah.
Again, the concept of what they did in that movie was so cool. I just rewatchability again.
Yeah,
on that
once
one.
But it was definitely an awesome, interesting concept that hasn't been done before.
Tag's a good one. Tag's a rewatchable, like, dumb fun, kind of thing. But Searching was just really well done. And there's probably another 10 or 15 movies out there that we could spend time talking about, and we might do like a overachieved movie or whatever.
Yeah, movies that surprised us
more, that kind of thing. Big surprise, Infinity War will be on there. So that is our thoughts. That is our top 10 list this year. This was 1 to 5, or 5 to 1 if you want to be accurate. Let us know what your top 10 movies were from this year. Is there stuff on your list that isn't on our list, or do you not understand why we pick certain things? Let us know in the comments. Be nice. Subscribe to the channel, and please follow us on all of our social media network. It's all in the description. And share away. We will have something to start with next week.
Something new for the new year.
Something new for the new year. And my everything's draining. So like I said, I've been sick. So that's our thoughts. That's our top 10 this year. Let us know what you thought. And until next time, good afternoon, cult members.